Uncharted territory is how Tien-Tsin Huang describes the market for computer services and IT consulting. The J.P. Morgan analyst who captures first place for the first time in his 8th appearance on the All-America research team notes that companies in his sector are undergoing profound changes, and he explains how investors can profit from these trends.
We're in uncharted territory. The group has actually underperformed the market year to date. That's very rare in the computer services and IT consulting sector. Within the processing group, I'd say the biggest issue is that we started out the year slow. Consumer spending was a little bit weak. You had some winter effects. You had some hangover from regulation, some worries around technology. And so the year started out a little bit weaker, which I think exposed some questions around the secular trend, which as a result drove some underperformance, I think, for that processing group. Within IT services, I think client spending has changed. Priorities have changed. You've got a lot of things going on in technology, including mobile, social, analytics, data. All these things are new, so companies are having difficult decisions on best of breed versus which technologies to pursue. So as a result, I think visibility has gone down, and that's impacted multiples. So you've seen some underperformance on the IT side, but we think the outlook is still strong. We think the secular growth is still there, so we're hoping that we make up some lost ground as the year plays out. Payments is an area that a lot of people have been waiting for Apple to come in, and the question has been whether or not it will be disruptive. And so based on the recent announcement of Apple Pay, I'd say the answer was consistent with what we were thinking, which is that Apple will work and collaborate with the incumbent players and create a payment system that leverages the existing infrastructure that's in place today. So in fact, I'd say Apple Pay is quite benign to the sector. In fact, it could be viewed as positive because they're not looking to disrupt, they're not looking to disintermediate. They're actually working with the existing players to create something that's going to work, that's secure, that's going to be easy to use for consumers. Because in the end, consumers are very finicky about their money, very finicky about how they pay, and so plastic works very well today. So I think Apple recognized that they didn't want to make significant changes to the way we think about the payments chain and who holds the money, et cetera. I think they came up with a very simple and elegant solution that's secure to have your iPhone replace the wallet. And I think there's a lot of stickiness attached to that. And I think that's a relief for the group that I cover. Government IT spending within IT services has been down in the double digits, but we actually do think it's going to get better. Governments are under a lot of pressure to reduce costs, and they're looking to technology to help get leaner. Right? They're embracing cloud-based technologies. They're looking to modernize legacy systems, all to get their IT costs down, and I think they'll leverage IT services companies to do that. The consumers had some mixed signals this year, so it's been really hard to figure out the consumer, but relative to the payment processors, that's okay. The payments processors benefit from card spending, which has been growing at a premium to retail sales for many, many years. In fact, it typically averages anywhere from 2 to 3x underlying retail sales in the United States. But we still need retail sales to improve for the processors to show upside. Fortunately, the processors have seen very stable secular growth, but the consumers are so smart now around being price conscious, right? They have social media, they've got mobile phones, they can price shop when they're out there spending. So I think that is impacting average tickets, which is in turn reducing spend, which is in turn reducing the amount of money or the cut that the processors would make out of the ecosystem. But like I said, I think the processors have been pretty resilient. We'll see a lot of new products come to market. Cards will be involved. Apple Pay will come out. We'll see consumers potentially start to use their card a little bit more in low-ticket environments. So I still think the secular trend is strong. I think the consumer will stay stable, and I think that's all positive for the processors.